Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DreamHack PUBG Showdown. My name is Richard Sims, and this is Martin Avenger Good. And we have just seen... do I say it wrong? Is it getting? Am I getting closer?
You're not even getting close.
What is it? Go on, you say it.
Martin Good.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
You have to put the...
Avenger's fine.
Avenger? Are we going to
Or
stick with
Martin.
that?
Yeah. I mean, Martin Avenger. I think you should stay away from my last
You know
name
what?
because
I'm
it's
literally
never going to happen.
I'm going to say it wrong on purpose every time now. I'm just...
The next, like both today and
In fact,
tomorrow,
you know what? Today and tomorrow it's going to be
times.
Martin Goth. So we'll just stick with that one because that's how it's spelled, and I'm English, so I invented language. Anyway, moving on from that one. Round one was all said and done. I've got to say, Martin, one absolutely banging game.
Yeah. I mean, not unexpected, to be honest. But as we said in the beginning here, Na'Vi, Liquid, FaZe didn't kind of show up, but they had a really rough beginning. They started out in Novo. They were contested by Imperial. You're not used to being contested. And then they start out by losing GMT, which started out scouting. He was the first guy down, and then the mentality kind of starts from there. They were swimming for a long time. The circle went away. But they did end up getting a 9th or 8th position here, so they did out-survive half of the server.
Do you think this is what happens when you throw a team out of their comfort zone, like Milta Power, for example?
I think so, yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't think they expect it to be contested at Novo. Imperial does go Novo sometimes. They are kind of a plane-dependent team sometimes, but they have done Novo a lot. But they also swap around a lot. But as we saw, we didn't see a lot of contesting. We didn't see Havu going to contest Na'Vi, even though half of the European scene, or even more than half of the European scene, they know Primorsk is where Havu usually goes. But Na'Vi doesn't care about that, and I think Havu just shows that Havu respects Na'Vi a lot here. So you don't get a lot of contests, and with 16 teams, there's also a lot of places still to be able to be played. If we get a different plane this time, we're maybe going to be able to see who's really going to contest too, because I don't think anybody will contest FaZe in Milta Power. I
mean, that's their home turf. It's not exactly something you you really want to be trying to do to them. You know, if you want to try and contest FaZe, saying that, we have actually seen FaZe before when they have been contested. I believe it was
LGD.
Yeah, but we've seen it twice now.
Yeah, both at OGN.
They're very, very good at rotating. Yeah. They're very, very good. I mean, that one game I think where we actually saw them contested, they somehow managed to gatekeep a team from moving from Milta Power up through Lippo, and then all the way to the edge on pretty much the most north coastline you've ever seen. And that's one of, for me, without a doubt, one of FaZe's biggest and strongest assets. Yeah. They seem to be able to work with any situation, which I think in this game, Erangel can sometimes be quite cruel. Yeah. And you have to have your head on a swivel and be able to, you know, take anything that's thrown at you. Is a better way of putting it. I think FaZe is probably the best macro team in PUBG regarding rotations, when you move, the way they approach every zone. I don't know if you have played with any of these guys, but when you play with FaZe, GMT, even Hexeti, Mexi, all 4 guys, they call a lot when you play with them. And they call so much into detail, how to approach each zone, how detailed that way of thinking is. And I think the most strongest plan they have is they're planning everything together. They're doing everything as a team, and they're just doing it super fast. Like, they're always approaching the new zone, so they know they're into the zone. Then you have about a minute before the next zone pops and the next zone starts to move. They already know what to do in every possible outcome. I suppose that's, the best way to describe it is reading ahead, looking ahead at, you know, where's this, kind of plotting your own route. I mean, you can see it when the circle's moving in. It's sometimes good. You bring up the map, and it's been able to predict where to go next, basically. Yeah. I mean, you can't predict where the circle's going to go, but you can at least kind of definitely say, okay, well, if I move to the middle of the map, then I know I'm definitely going to be in the next circle. Yeah. But you can also say, if I move to this position, then I've got such and such percentage of, if it does move here, we're good. If it doesn't move here, we can move on. And that's, you know, that's this level that we're playing at the end of the day. These players are the best in Europe. It's as simple as that. And to get to that point, you need to be able to play every single circle in every single manner. And if you can't play every single circle, you need to be playing the situation of where it's going to go, looking at how you're approaching those fights. Because, and this is one thing, obviously playing, you know, in the hot drop with yourself, I've managed to jump in on a couple of these scrims. Every single building, every single compound from about circle 3 or 4 onwards has a team in it. Yeah. You literally, unless you can breach a compound in a manner that you have all the vehicles, you have the utility, you have the level 3s, you can literally take that fight. Yeah.
you get battered on approach to every single compound. It's intensive.
And I mean, FaZe is also a team that they don't go to compounds that often. So they're more of a team where they would rather play the outside macro play and be in a position where you have a dip, where you have a hill, something you can play up against and have their cars available to them. And that was happened in this game. They had no cars. They had no available rotation vehicles for them, nothing. So they were just drawn out. We have the standings ready.
Oh, look at this. And as you can see at the top, Liquid, they have a chicken dinner. So that will give them 400 points, 180 kill points, 580 in the bag. Hot on the heels. And only by 100 on placement, it's going to be Na'Vi with 480. And then their brothers from the CIS, 240, 24 points in kills, 264. Further afield, then, as you can look down at the bottom, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's going to be Havu, Pittsburgh, Digital, and Red Zone. A little bit unfortunate for them, as you mentioned, to touch on FaZe. They are just touching, you know, the 100-point bracket. You can see below them Rogue with 100, actually, and 35 points on Rogue. So they're actually going to be one placement higher than them. Excuse me, 2 placements higher than if they got 135. So they'll be in 7th. FaZe will be down in 9th, Noxious. So good stuff from Liquid. Obviously, you can see there the chicken dinner next to them. They were your victors in game number 1.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think, quite good to see from Avanga's POV that just because they've lost a player, just because they've had a team change, that they're not out of it.
No.
You know, they're still firing on all cylinders.
Oh, 100%. Mominho, Keen, and Anoctive here being the 3 old members of Avanga. They're such a strong team already, so they could basically just take in a player that is able to listen and that is able to frag out, because that's what they need. That's the kind of play style they have. They're able to frag out and be able to come on this micro play where you come on foot. You don't use cars to rotate. And once they come on foot, they're going to be an aggressive team, move together, and try to frag out.
Okay, so we can get a quick overview. Obviously, the match will be starting in about a minute's time. But I do actually have because now you get the playing route of where things are going to be going. We can both see it on here. We won't talk about it just yet. However, I will say there is an awful lot of map open because it's a very shallow playing route. So once we see that, you guys will be able to, we can talk a little bit more on it. However, I will say from looking at this one that Rogue are going to be happy.
Rogue is going to be happy indeed. A quick question before we throw into the game here.
Go on.
How many chicken dinners out of these 10 games is Liquid going to take? Because they did take 2.
They got 3 yesterday.
They got 3 yesterday, yeah. Yeah.
And we've seen it before, didn't they? Are they the only team in competition level that's got 4 in a row?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Out of 5 games or 10?
Out of 10.
I challenge them to do more than 4. I challenge them to do 5. So take half of this.
That's not going to happen.
No, I don't think it's going to happen at all. But
But
the
they could
challenge
take-
has been set.
They could take 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. If they keep up this momentum, everything, yeah.
I think it's just how to see them surviving to get into the final engagement with 4 players alive.
Yeah.
And it will have been at that point, they took out 3, so they will have had. So 4 members alive and 12 kills under the belt coming into that final fight is ridiculous. But planes in the air. Bird has left the tarmac. Let's take a look at this plane route and show you guys exactly how she will be working her way across Erangel. So she'll be coming in from the west-hand side, and she'll be taking an easterly, southerly direction, coming down from that west coast. So pretty much in on the what we call basically the west coast. Gaka's going to be open. Georgia Paul, North George, South George, Zaki will be attainable if you get a little bit of a shoot down there. She comes all the way across and lands smack bang over military base. And my laptop just died, so we'll carry on looking at the screen again. Now, what I was touching on in the early game, Avenger, look at how much of the island is untouched. How many teams are going to grab vehicles and work their way up north?
I mean, we're going to see Crimson doing it. We're going to see Knights doing it. Digital Chaos maybe even doing it. I think Digital Chaos will be in Pochinki this time. Imperial said to themselves, we don't want to be Nova with FaZe. So they're going to be going in the middle as well, going towards some Rushok school apartment area. FaZe has opted to this Novo drop again. Vitality is, of course, going to Milta. And I wonder if FaZe is going to go for Novo or if they're going to try to long shoot for this Milta power. It might be a 2-2 split even, but we'll see that. Crimson here, they have dropped in the crate area, and they're going to try to get some cars or even loot up a bit and then move. I don't think they will stay. I have some of the other teams moving around as well.
You have the crate area is also a position where you can loot as well, but Zimbabwe is going to move further. Havu is going to move for the Roshok area as well. Imperial is going to do that as well. Digital Chaos have opted to stay in Pochinki. They have that to themselves. Kingren, of course, on the southwestern side. And look at this circle.
So that's the opposite side of the entire playing route, and now teams will be seeing this. So there's currently a lot of teams rotating around. You can see Liquid at the top there. They've kind of just changed direction, so this is only a guess. Maybe they were looking towards Zaverni and said, okay, well, let's beeline towards Yasnaya. Yasnaya's prime property, but there is, you have to say, there's a trade-off, right? If you want to take time to move to these areas and start looting, by the time the blue comes in, you know, you are trading off loot time for decent positioning, so to speak, because you do have to get inside.
Indeed.
Moving over to Yasnaya, you're going to be okay. A, there's nobody there, but then again, they don't know that. So A, there's nobody there, and B, it's so close to the circle that you can stay in the blue for a hell of a lot of time, and then just work your way. Remember that the closer you are towards the circle, the less damage you're going to take, so that's easy pickings for them. Crimson driving away from Liquid. They will have just kind of copped to one another, especially Pybus here on the back. You'll just see a vehicle trotting along, so they're going to have some information that Liquid will be going that way over, so they need to be careful as they arrive on approach to the circle. Further afield then, yeah, it's just kind of a long rotate. I would say that this is, are we going to say this is a Yasnaya push?
Yeah, this is Yasnaya. They're going to go for this Yasnaya. Obviously, Knights also is going to go for the long haul to Lipovka Prison, as they usually do. They're going to do the triangle split between Mansion, Prison, and Lipovka on the eastern side. They're going to be in a strong position as well. Crimson going for the usual spot here, Stalba and Kameski. And as you said as well, I mean, there's so much time here. You have, once this plane starts moving, you have 2 minutes until the timer starts. And then the timer starts, and that's 5 minutes before the zone starts moving. And then at the first zone, it takes 5 minutes for the first zone as well to move. So you basically have, from the plane starts, 12 minutes until the next zone actually pops. So here we have, as I said, FaZe doing the 2-2 split. We're going to leave two men behind in Novo, where they're going to loot the big buildings. And then they're going to take a small boat or whatever jet ski they can find, and then they're going to go there. Phosphase and Exeti, they're going to split up small mill to big mill to loot that, and they're in a pretty good position as well. I don't think we're going to see them moving even further. But one team I have a strong feeling about here is Plumbers, because I know when he sees these zones, he loves to go to the lumber mill.
Okay.
And to
chop.
Yeah, and by that, the Plumbers are going to go to the plumber mill.
Oh,
yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you like that?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
But Hayes actually really likes the going into lumber here and playing this.
I mean, when you look at it, it's
and look at it, he's moving.
It's really it's high ground. There's a lot of defilade to play off of. You've got all the trees, all the bushes. You've got a couple of little yellows up there. There's kind of like a mini crater area where obviously all the tools and all the benchworks are, and so on and so forth. So it's a nice place. It's a messy place.
It's a messy place.
It's really messy.
But the thing is, how he thinks is, he don't think everybody else would go there. And actually, a lot of people don't think people go there. So it's actually often very open, because when you see this kind of type of zone, people go for the northern compounds or the north houses north of Milta, you know, the garages, the flat tops, the priority buildings, all these buildings close to the south of the shelter. So you have this fantastic area here. A little overhead view of the plumber mill area, if you may. And as we talked about, I mean, this is a desolate area. It doesn't have a lot of room for a lot of teams, and this is why a lot of teams don't go here. Even though it's a big area, you can't really accommodate more than 1 or 2 teams, unless it's the end zone and everybody's forcing each other to push, blah 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 blah. But you don't go here in the first zone thinking that this is a prime position, unless it's dead center.
I can fully agree with that. Even in matchmaking, like, I will not go to lumber mill unless the circle literally forces me there and I follow it through. So I can understand that. Crimson, I'm quite intrigued on. I mean, it's taken a lot of time to get up to Kameshki and to get up to Stalba.
Yeah.
Apart from, I mean, Kameshki's okay for loot. I'm not a big fan of Stalba. I tend to find I don't come out fully geared from there. I mean, these guys play it more than I do, so maybe they see different things. But
Stalba is a kind of place. I've looted Stalba a lot, even in when me and Balak played duos together. Stalba is a place where you either come out with full level 1 and some bullets, 120 bullets. That's an M249, I believe.
I think we're struggling to see because it's a little bit small.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
No,
it's an AUG. Yes,
yeah.
It's an AUG. So
8x.
Araxa is going to be happy. AUG in hand, extremely intensely strong AR, 8 times as well, and the body armor for the level 3. So that's a nice care package.
I wonder right here. So this is the second time that these guys gets the first drop. I wonder, Vitality, have they cracked the code for the drops? Do you think?
Just sending a message to player unknown.
No.
Please drop Milta.
But they're in a really strong position, obviously, and some inside info. They actually don't like playing this. They don't like having the circle straight on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they like to do the long rotate, they like to do the macro play, and they usually don't tend to do good when they see they should do good. It's like a 50-50.
Well, I can kind of understand that because we've known for a long time now, like a long time. Vitality, Milta, FaZe, Milta Power. That's like kind of a staple within PUBG.
Yeah.
You never see them going at each other on that first thing.
No.
They respect it, they chill, they're both kind of chillers. Yuki here, you may recognize that name from Gamescom, the duo winners with THZ. I think I believe took on Gamescom a few years ago. It was
a
few years. I think it does feel like
August.
years. August. It feels like years, man. But
Yeah.
$35,000, I believe, him
30.
and THZ won. It was some good. It's a good weekend. To turn up on the floor and take on 30 grand.
Yeah.
Not a bad play.
And they came from the qualifier as well.
Literally turning up on the floor.
Yeah.
Beat you.
Fantastic.
They beat you.
No, they got the third person. We were it was the Cloud9 boys.
He still got beat either way.
Yeah, solid and chubby. They got the first person trophy. Yeah, it was Andy's fault. We got 2 second
It was
places.
Andy's fault.
And Andy, he literally killed me and my teammate Pony here in the last game we had in August. A few years ago. It was actually last year.
It does feel like a long time.
It does indeed.
It does. It does feel like. I mean, just to kind of touch on Andy a little bit. Obviously, Method announcing their new roster, so it's good to see them come back into play. But again, another team like Method not qualifying through this. TSM. I did have a list of some of the big brand names that we know and big teams that we know that didn't actually make it through this. It has been a brutal qualifier. It's really chopped down quite a lot of the big names and big boys.
It has indeed. I mean, we do have most of the big names here. We have 8 of the direct invites, of course. There's not room for everyone, but I'm not surprised to see, I'd say, 6 out of the 8 teams coming here. Of course, you have about 15, 20 teams that you could imagine coming to this, but you have, of course, only 16 spots. So there are some upsets here and there. Ninjas in Pajamas, also a team that didn't make it. Unfortunately for them here, Rogue making their way in already, taking these yellow houses here. And we see Vitality doing their usual split here. They're going to take the compounds north of Milta, splitting up a bit. Shiv has not made their way already to Shadow, but they're going to make this split here in the middle of the zone, taking these flat tops.
A couple of warning shots will come through, at least know each other's presence. Smack, bang, center of the map. Liquid also rotating in from the top. You can see on the north there. Havu. They're spotting Drainage and Co. So Natus Vincere will be in a little bit of trouble as they hit the beachhead. FaZe, they're going to get round up, but I'm looking at FaZe here. Survivor's going to be driving straight through them on the top Milta Power. That's only going to be one solo player on his own. That'll be Hexete. But if he's got a good gun, he can do plenty of damage. Drayden and the rest of the boys, they will be turning up as well. Kramer and Voxic, they're coming down, so FaZe need to be aware of this. However, the 2 members of FaZe, they have hit the beachhead, so they'll be able to work together. Opchi taking a bit of a whack over at last on the back of the bike. Opts for the M4 on the silence tap fire. Doesn't find a target, doesn't even manage to hit some blood, unfortunately. Double M4, you were speaking about this, Matt, earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, this double M4, you get a vert grip on the long range one, maybe even a silencer as he has, and a 4X, and you're good to go in the long range. And then you put an angled grip on the close range and a red dot or a holo, and you're set to go. And it's such a strong setup. And that's maybe also why we see the upcoming changes here we're going to see in the upcoming patch. We're not going to touch too much upon about that, but it's going to change a lot.
Spicy.
It's game changing.
It really is.
A lot.
We've looked at as Martin said, we don't want to touch on it too much, but with the recoil patterns changing, with DMRs now being very, very strong, even SMGs, you know, I never would have thought of using a Vector, but I've been watching people play with a Vector. It's insanely strong. There is a lot of changes coming, and it's going to completely flip PUBG on its head, how we play it now in its current meta. I'm looking forward to it, but we need to focus on this because I believe all the competitions are going to be staying on this patch for now until it's released afterwards and a little bit down the line.
Yeah.
Knights on the rotation then, they will avoid FaZe, and honestly I would too, because going up against the ex-Gorilla Core boys, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You will be staring down the barrel of a championship team. Obviously, this team took home the Star Ladder event, just coming in front of Liquid. Liquid definitely giving them a good run for the money. It kind of scares me about FaZe because they got their first LAN chicken dinner only at IEM Katowice. That was the first chicken dinner they'd managed to bag on LAN, and from that, they then won the next event. Since then, things have been a little bit here, there, and everywhere. Obviously, we didn't see the Curse Trial finals, which usually we would kind of expect them to be up there. So, looking to come into this, looking to try and cement themselves in a decent position here today and tomorrow, potentially even bag themselves a slot at the Grand Finals in Austin, Texas. That's going to be it's going to be fantastic. Obviously, through the qualifiers, we'll be finding 10 teams. And then further on through there, we'll be seeing another 6 come from the BYOC. But here comes the big battle. Oh, Ibby, you all right, mate? Pro player, by the way. Driving away just
into the small bench here. Oh, he saw Cloudtail, so that's a quick stop here.
I thought he just clipped it.
Connecting Cloudtail already, 1 shot to him. And the next zone is actually a pretty decent zone. Everybody's also really fast moving into that. Liquid is going to rotate slowly. Kavorka knocking Stap here with a shot.
K9.
Here. Yeah.
Bang. See you later, Stap. He'll be down. We'll see if that kind of comes through. And I suppose... Oh, and then he's got run over. BM. Knock him and then run him over.
Yeah. I don't know how he managed to do that knock because they were driving. I'm not sure if he actually managed to do that knock outside of the car, inside. That would be insane. But as you see here, all the teams are making their way in. They're going into the southern side, and look what is open. The Plumber Mill. And I wonder if Hayes is going to stick to some of his feelings.
He's going to prove you wrong here and not do it.
I don't hope it, because when we played together, he was so strongly committed about that. Really, it was a really good call. And look how open it is. As I said,
you're right.
It's inside this zone.
And if it shifts up north.
And you have the amount of water you have in south. If you take the open area, the playable area, then they're going to do that. But it looks like they're going for it. I hope they do. Samty here. Yep. Heal himself up. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, go on, boys.
It's as if you know what these boys are doing.
I do have some insights, indeed.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Anonymous here making their way up. They did lose Stap, so it's Anonymous and it is Hayes. And they're going to keep the 2 cars here. But Hayes did indeed make the call. Boys, the Plumber Mill is open, and the Plumbers, they have a ride to the Plumber Mill. They're going to be 2 guys. No, there are 3 guys alive. Only 63. Stap was the only guy left here. So Yuki's also going to be able to come in and survive that. So they're in a pretty strong position if you look at the playable area with the amount of water you have down south still. But look at the water. Talking about the water. Genside trying to make their way in, and they did get a drop as well. DC making their way in boats as well. Havu making their way in boats as well.
Jazzer onto one of the red zone players. Going to be Celis. M4 comes through. Headshot for the initial knock. Let's look for the flush through. See if 12 points does come through the bag for Rogue. Not seen anything as of yet. 4 times and a 2-4. Big boy sniper rifle. Second most damage from the top when you look at the AWM, which we haven't actually seen drop.
This is the 3rd M24 though.
It is.
There's a lot of M24s coming into play, and I wonder if they already have got it or... Oh no. Taking some shots here. Navi taking some shots at AWM as well.
Oh, there it is.
The big boy.
The big boy gun is live. Let's see if anyone can pick up this thing. And we'll try and follow it through because you get hit by that. What is it? Two shot dead instantly?
Yeah, it's gonna
instant knock from the head and 2 shot body done.
It's like 70 damage, so 70-something damage to the body. It's like insane. And it's going to shred your arm as well. If you have 2 vests, it's going to be so done afterwards. But yeah, look at the density here of the middle here. Nobody really playing in the northwest side here. Crimson has made their way into the yellows, where FaZe usually play, where it's a further eastern zone, but Vanga also making their way in.
Just as a side note as well, if you are new to competitive and you are like wanting to get into competitive, this right here is the biggest difference. Right now, if this was a matchmaking game, first of all, there would not be 63 players alive. Absolutely not. Second of all, if there was, all hell would be breaking loose at this moment in time. Everybody would be just battering each other left, right, and center. Bombs, bullets, grenades, you name it would be going off, and all hell would be breaking loose. Fausto spots Fuffin's head, dinks him as well. He pushes him back, says good morning. Sees Yannick as well, goes for a second shot, but does not connect with that one. That was a banging shot from Fausto just to see his head through the side of the window there. Circle has updated. Let's bring the map and take a quick look at that exactly. So 50-50 land and water. The Plumber Mill, they do have to come down.
They do indeed.
Crimson as well. Keen and the rest of the boys. Sun touched on the move along with Cloudtail. Kingwin want to get central. Vitality have moved from the little stance where they are. They're going back into Milter. Over to Liquid's POV. GTC's Digital Chaos on the hill there. Takes a couple of pop shots, but says, okay, we need to move ourselves. They still have the side of the circle. They actually have a really, really nice position here.
Yeah, and they have kept their cars, I believe, so they're able to bomb into Milter later if they want to. But also in this kind of play here, as you touch upon here, in this, when it's a competitive match in PUBG, obviously the goal is to survive. So the point system is strong for the top. Get a lot of more points by finishing first, obviously. We also have a good kill system here. So you get 4 win, you get 400 points, and 4 kill, you get 12. And they have kept their cars here. They might have hurt Crimson, though, making their way in. Scoom here, taking some shots into Pybas.
Here's the bike. Opts out for the AKM. A couple of warning shots do come back his way. M16 silenced as well. Should be able to a couple more shots off there. We'll keep an eye on that kill feed because it should kick off anytime soon. Look at this, Kingwin, Kavoka and crew, Frozzer and crew, red zone on the side. Navi, 4 teams alone.
Yeah.
Inside Milter. And then on the other side, just down the road from them, you've got Liquid here. Ibit, what's that? 2-2, rocking armor. 3 times on the bag, I do believe it was. You had an 8 times on the M4. That M4 kitted up is a laser beam and a sniper rifle in itself. Compensator here for Kramer on the Scar, down the 4-time scope. The ACOG, probably for me, the best at the moment before all the new ones come in, the best scope in the game. I know the 8 times is good, but I'm not the best of sniper rifles. Here's an Anonymous. They've got to say they've got in from this.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been tanked up. You have a look at Anonymous's health. Someone's definitely hit them on the way in there, and his has just been scraped as well. So, but they've got. They
kind of have their backs
still getting
free.
shot.
Yeah. They kind of have their backs free, but it's only because, okay, Liquid is able to take some shots onto them because they had the high ground position, of course. They have a Vanguard on them as well, on the back, on north of them.
Another 12 points there for Scoom. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Just kind of touch on what you said, though. It's all right having that defilade on the front, but as you can see, their back is completely open, and they had no idea Liquid were there. So the rest, Anonymous and his, they're between a rock and a hard place. If another team takes point on the north side of them, they could get just crushed.
Exactly. And also because you have this the elevated area that Liquid has, it's so high, you're able to just pick out anyone from there. And they're going to shoot at everybody. Yuki is going to be taking some fights here with Crimson. Hayes as well going to push up onto NBS. NBS is going to take damage, and he's going to be knocked out. Hayes taking fire again from the other side. Yuki's going to finish NBS. So Crimson's going to lose 1 player, and there's 3 guys dead already. 2 of them is from the Plumbers. They're going to be able to survive that.
Crimson with the rotation on the side. Hits the water and drips down. He actually fell off his bike as he hit the water, so he's done some damage to him. Pybas. I'd panic as well if Scoop's firing on all cylinders, something like that. I'd panic, so he either fell off of it or hit the wall. He was very, very weak. His teammates should be able to get him up if he's not inside the water.
He's outside the zone, though, so they are in a hurry.
That might, unless they get him up and he's got plenty of health, that might finish him. Scoom smells him as well.
Yeah.
Scoom's like, we know where these boys are now. They're outside the zone because
you
have to run inside it, and while you're running, you're going to be losing health. So this could be, for Scoom, in his mind, an easy 36 points.
Yep.
One of them's already gone. Again, second knock for him.
Yeah, and they're going to just drop all their med supplies here, and they're going to make a move for it. Gensai, a bit further west of this, they're looking to engage here. Gensai is all 4 guys alive. They're inside. Very good setup here.
So Pybas is gone.
Yeah.
But because they got the res on him, that actually denied, make note of that. They got the res and he was knocked again by the play zone.
Yeah.
Lockwood's gone. So they're all dying to the players, and they actually just denied by getting the res. Liquid 12 points. So
yeah,
Scoom's going to be a little bit upset. There's only 1 member of Crimson alive over there on that corner. They have to get inside. Liquid know where they are, so you can hold them to their 16th placement if they need to.
Yeah.
DC over here, split in a 2-2 position. Gent side know exactly where they are. They're all kind of spread out. This distraction smoke will come down at least. It will give away the position if they didn't know where they were before. Let's have a look where everyone else is on the backside. Fair's there in the center. Vitality are as well. Knights. We see Navi as well. Navi still kind of just chilling and holding people back. Rogue as well, alongside Kingwin. Couple of knocks there. Pokemolody onto Shade 1. Froz also taken out by Relax. Froz will get finished by T-Bone. He comes in, 12 points there with the Scar. Still 16 teams up, so Crimson literally surviving by tooth and nail. Araxi with the AUG. Kavorka, K98 comes through straight onto Macken. That's going to be a headshot as well. Takes the 762 to the brain. He drops. Hexete straight onto Rixnaz. Hexete as well with the finish. That's a clean 12 points in the back pocket of FaZe. Yannick straight onto Drain. He's knocked him. That sounded like it was on the bike as well. He gets finished.
And stolen.
Actually, by Gaxi. 12 points move over to Kinguin and out of the hands of Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, no, out of rogue because of the Yannick and Ewan here. Moving again here. Shade also getting knocked. Pijamanoda and Shade getting knocked here. Larsen is going to get finished here. Yannick is going to steal a kill back, and Gaxi is going to take out Pijamanoda. That is one player left. That is Pokamolodai left for Na'Vi. That is 2 teams down to 1. And here we see Crimson getting finished off, so that is Crimson out on 16th. And T-Bone has been knocked and finished and stolen again. Gaxi stealing right and left here.
It's actually Scoom who did get that final kill, so he was gatekeeping Crimson. Gives them a 16th place finish, unfortunately for them. Yokis onto Jorski. You see the little target next to the gun, if you are wondering, does mean it connected as a headshot, which came through with the knock. Same time to there, you can just see the knock body is there, but to the left of it, there is a little gun silhouette. So that means another headshot comes through with a K9. I've started saying K9. I picked that up off the players. I used to say K98, but I've picked that one up off the players, which is a bit of a bad thing. Ibi and Jeems working together. The knock off Jeems, Ibi with the seal. Jeems dances back onto another knock. Ibi again. So look at this tandem. Knock kill from 2 Liquid players working side by side. That's at least 3 in the bag now.
Yeah, they had 5 kills. I saw really quick before we swapped here. FaZe Hexete's kind of gatekeeping a bit here. Real 6 and Kavorka. Kavorka's taking some running here. They're not inside the zone yet, and he's down to 30%. He's going to get knocked by Mexi. So that's only Real 6 finished. Oh. It's going to take some shots as well.
How does he manage to hit him on the foot like that? That's insane. Literally just spots his ankle, gives him 2 shots.
I believe Real 6 here is the last member of Noxious. They did go out a bit early as well. He is inside the zone, and the next zone is going to pop, and FaZe is going to be inside that as well.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Scam and 8 times, and a silencer here. Rexete. We'll take a pop at some players that are on the rotation. Cloudtail, I'm seeing plenty of blood spray coming off the back of him. It looks like he's potentially just got away with his life, though. Fuzz face 2 times straight down the barrel of the scope. Looking for more. The call-outs will come through. No knocks have come. In fact, excuse me. Pops up. Thank you very much. Monkey gets dropped, but Pid's there next to him. OPG 1-2 players fall consecutively. Hexete again. Survivor comes in with the steal off the side. Monkey does at least get finished off. AWM's in play, though, boys. Ibi, we have to have a look at Ibiza's POV with the AWM because he could now really begin to raise hell.
He does have an AWM. They're a bit in a bad position, so they're going to make a move for it here, trying to move in. But they're rotating straight to DC here. So they're going to stop a bit before. The hill is a bit down, and DC has this ridge side here. They're not inside the zone, and they have to make a play here, trying to make their way onto this hill here.
So what's really clever of them, if you look at Scoom here, he's getting the high ground on them. So he knows that if someone's on this dip and on this hillside, they have to come through them because the blue's on the back. It is a slow side, so you can be a little bit patient. Larsen as well, just make note, Gemty has fallen down from FaZe. Gemty's actually been finished off by Larsen. The AUG from Araxe comes through, takes out Red Zone Cell, so Red Zone will now finish up in 15th. He's dead, he's gone. This is an interesting fight because Liquid, they have a team in front of them. Ibi, 1-2, thank you. The headshot finds on Voxic, he's gone. 12 points in the bag, silenced as well. Oh boy, oh boy.
This is a nasty setup. 8x as well.
They've got to be careful though, this team behind them. Digital Chaos could just cause all kinds of problems.
And they're not inside the zone, and the zone is actually pushing them. They have to make a play here. They have to push further north to get into the zone. Knights is not in the zone either, but they're staying in this compound, trying to keep out Liquid off this zone. But they're making their way in here, and they actually have a little dip. And Samty has gotten his car into it and take some shots as well. Another car coming in.
Yeah, the barrier will be there at least, so they can make themselves a little bit of a fort that they can play off the back of. Scoom has to be aware, though, that there are going to be people behind them. But look at this kill feed. Ewan's fallen. Mihul's dead. Enzo Lenzo gets finished off by Yokis.
And that's Havu out in 14th.
Ibi again.
Ibi again. Finish. What?
Keen knocked. Oh, Samty stepped in front of him. He headshot him.
No!
Samty got knocked. No, in the back head, yeah. So he stepped in front of him with the AWM. Unfortunate here, losing a helmet. I believe it was only level 2 helmet, so he didn't take off his full level 3. EB taking some more shots here at Avanga.
You hate to see it. An Octave does get finished off there. Headshot comes through. Avanga out in 13th. That's Scoob again. Ibi with the knock. Hits him in the body. He will fall. Remember that this AWM, you want to get a limited amount of bullets. Ibi. Bullet after bullet. He's at least finding its target, so his teammates are there to back them up every single time, which is kind of what we've seen. He sees a dead body coming through, so at least now he knows there's some information. There could be more players over there. Jazza with the M4. Kingwin also. Vard knocks out Mexi. So he's down. Look for the finish or look for the possible revival here from FaZe.
Yeah, EP here in a pretty good position. The new zone has popped and they're able to just put it. EP is going to knock Keen and it's going to try to finish him. He didn't hit that. A little slight whiff here, not being able to finish him. Wasting a bit of bullets here. Mominio's inside. He's going to be... Reels is going to be taken out here, so that is Noxious out in 12. And FaZe in a really, really rough position in the northern side of the map, and they have to cross this open field towards the zone.
So I suppose that's the only thing we're getting all excited about in AWM, but every single crate, there's only 10 bullets per crate that you get. So that's actually all in total, they have 20 bullets per, you know, 20 bullets, okay, they're pretty much, if you're going to land it, you're going to get a knock or a kill. Yeah. But limited ammo to play with. You can't just go firing it off like you can with an M24, for instance, where you've got, you know, you can just pick up as much 7.62 ammo as possible. Yeah, it's limited ammo for a reason. If you're a good sniper, you're going to rack up some kills, provided you don't hit your teammate in the back of the head.
Exactly. A zone coming in here, slightly shrinking. Mominio is outside, trying to make a play. 25 players alive. Raxi here, knocking some Kenken members. Is he going to finish Miraku? Nope. Miraku is going to be left there. Gaxi is trying to make his way in, and Vitality is taking this compound here, that she usually do. Gaxi moving, trying to push for it. Pokomolodar is also outside the zone. They have to make a move here in the west. Pokomolodar is trying to make a sneak for it here. Doesn't want to move yet. He wants to move with the zone. Gaxi, the last member of Kingwin. Miracle has been finished by Raxi. Oh, Vard and Larsen is actually also alive. So Larsen is alive as well. Trying to make their way into the zone. Rogue in a pretty good position as well.
Ibi onto Hexete. He gets a knock. Mexi comes through. He's down. So Larsen picks up and steals one at least. 12 points in the bag for Kingwin. 9 teams remaining, 21 players left. Everyone now rotating. The blue is doing the damage. They're all just... It's not even a rotation. It's literally a wall push. The blue's on the back. It's going to force you into that circle. Pokemolody, he gets the heal, but that member of Kingwin should hear this. He's right next to him. There you go. Thank you very much. Welcome to the party. Gaxi says... Good morning and good night. 12 points in the bag there for Kingwin. Rogue know where he is. Grenade goes through. The knock does come in. I'm looking to see if that grenade finishes him off inside the tower. It doesn't, but Gaxi's dead. Kingwin are gone. We just lost 3 teams throughout that entire rotation.
Yeah, Larsen get taken out by Shadow, so that's 6 teams left only, 16 players alive. Samty is trying to make a move here. They are inside the new zone, but they have heard Fausto is down here, and he's the last member of DC.
His helmet, though.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. He doesn't have a helmet now, so if Fausto does somehow manage to get one. Fuzzface is dead. Playzone takes him, so now they're down to 5 teams remaining.
Yeah, Samty here making a move for it. They want to clean out DC, making sure that nobody's sneaking and trying to get those points. He's alone here. Samty making a move. White flank from James as well. James is going to take Fausto out. That is DC out in 5th. Foffins, meanwhile, knocking Shift with a headshot with the Car 98. Imperial has a pretty good position as well. They are not inside the new zone, but we will see what's going to happen. Shiv is maybe going to be able to be picked up by Raxi. He's going to make a move. So there are 3 members alive. Still Rogue in a position where they have 4 members alive as well. EP is trying to make a move for it. And Liquid, 4 members alive, 4 members inside the zone, and the only 4 players inside the new zone.
So they've guaranteed themselves. Every single team you're seeing on screen now, guys, has guaranteed themselves a minimum of 200 points. Maybe with the grenade, looking for the Kobe. No targets will be found, but there is a couple of presents coming his way. They've got to be careful themselves. Samty's been damaged, whether that by the gun or by the grenade themselves. Need to be very careful. Rogue, the aggression's coming through. They see Samty, but you know what? You've got to be careful. You poke the bear, you get the claws. Samty finds one. Fuffins is the pick. Finds the grenade, but we're seeing more of them coming through. Where's that one going to go? Will it hit any member? Again, it does. Ewan all tanked up. Jazza's going for the revive here.
and the zone is pushing them as well. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to pick
No.
up Fuffins here. No, he's
dead.
He's going to be left up. He's going to be left out. Smokes is coming out, and they're trying to make a move for it. Imperial and Suchets as well. 4 teams alive here.
They're splitting though.
Yeah.
That's the only dangerous thing. For a second, it looked like they were splitting, but now they're going to rotate down to the lower side. Vitality are coming in. They'll take the radio tower smack bang in the middle. All 4 members still up here, as you said previously. Fuffins should get finished by that red zone.
Vitality engaging as well.
See, they could be, by them 2 teams at the back, Imperial and Vitality, if they go up against each other, that's going to play dividends here for Liquid.
It is indeed. They're trying to make a spoiler here. Sunshot's taking some shots from Scroom. Scroom is connecting 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking down Sunshot. Imperial is down to 2 members now. Heat and Cloudtail have to make a move here. They're outside the zone and they have to make a move.
Ibby with a knock, Samty with a knock, Scroom with a knock. Araxe comes in, says thank you very much. Okay, Liquid, I see you getting kills. We'll take them as self. The play zone. We'll take out Suntouched. Ibby, tap, tap, tap onto Yannick. He falls, so Rogue. They look like they have been picked apart left, right, and center. I think they may only have 1 member left. Yes, it is Jazza. Shiv, he says, okay, you're gone. 3 teams remain. Vitality, they're very, very open. Liquid, once again, have the circle, have the rock side, have the defilade. Piddy is on his own. Scoom says, okay, 2 easy kills there. Another 24 points in the bag for Liquid, and it's a 4 versus 3. Can they get 2 in a row? This would be huge.
Samty has picked up a little 200 from some of his victims, and it's a 4 versus 3 right here. Araxa taken out by James. No helmet on both of them. So, will Liquid do a push here, or they're going to just stay back and make sure they're fully boosted?
I mean, you look at it, it's completely open, right?
It is.
They're in the circle. They have the defilade. All they have to do is silhouette. As soon as they peek up across that green hill, their heads, it's going to be duck hunt.
Yeah.
There's 4 people. This surely should be it. It would take a miracle. Vitality would literally have to peek through the smoke, get a pick, and then push hard. This is not going to be easy at all. But they do still have that AUG, so they have some sort of utility. No helmet here for Shiv. If he gets dinked in the face, it's going to hurt, and he's going to knock him out again. Ibby's been spotted, though. Ibby will get a knock, so good pick there from Vitality to even this one up 3 apiece.
James in the background. They have the zone. They just need to wait here. Vitality is getting pushed by the zone slowly. They have pushed back to the backside here. Scroom taking some fire from Shiv. Shiv is going to make a move here. James is taking out. Shadow is going to be taken out by the zone. And Liquid is going to take another win.
Wow. 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 Scoom, Ibby, James, and Samty. GG boys. How many kills is that?
17 kills.
What?
I mean, 17 kills. They did get the last zone here. So they did get the favor of the zone here. They did get gifted a bit here in the end. But they made their move and pushed all the way through. Remember, they were in the southeastern side of the zone. First, they pushed DC. Then they pushed Knights. Then they took out some of the face guys. They got 17 kills throughout this whole match. This is fantastic. They did get favored a bit here in the end. There are 4 teams alive. But they did push for it. So they made the plays to be able to get this.
That's insane. So congratulations. 2nd time in a row, Liquid, not only with the chicken dinner, which is, as you say, 400 points, but 17 kills as well. 17 times 12. Damn.
204.
Excuse me?
204.
I like the math there. Quick math. Good stuff. I'm not even going to try and add that up because I'm absolutely terrible. But as you said, you were talking about the way that they worked their way to the circle. It wasn't as if they were just gifted the circle and it was you know, an easy win. They fought for that win. They were fighting through teams. They were taking the fights they needed to, grabbing the position, which was more important. Being able to at least say, okay, well, we've got us back covered here. We saw before they didn't take the fight against DC. They said, okay, we'll let them do their thing and chill for now. We'll take the fight when we need to. Eventually, you can watch the kill feed yourself. It's like, okay, we know Fausto's there on his own. We'll push in as a team. We'll now take the position. It's now time to attack. So thinking on, as you mentioned at the pre-game, what's the next step? Where do we go from here? Methodical plays from Liquid, and honestly, that's what granted them the win. It'll be interesting to see when we do come back from the break. Interesting to see how this is now below shifted up the leaderboards. I mean, we're only 2 games in to a best of 10. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, a best of 10 here, you need at least like 3,000-4,000 points to be able to make sure that you're in the top. But taking 2 wins in the beginning, obviously going to propel you into the top here. They're going to have more than 1,000 points, I believe, already. So, fantastic play.
And again, this is kind of what the mentality that I would have to have when you look at these other teams that are looking up now thinking, oh, Liquid have got another win. You know, what do we do? We're still down at the bottom. Just because it's a couple of games in, don't think they've won. This is still a best of 10. They could still, for all we know, they could still come last in this competition.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anything can happen in PUBG, and that is what makes it so damn good to watch. Guys, we're going to take a very short break. When we return, we'll have the updated standings and game number 3. Don't go anywhere. See you in a second.